Episode 69 coming to you once again from the other side of the very large Atlantic Ocean. And with all this shit happening in America these days, you may be wondering if I came here to ask England if they would take us back again after a 240 or so year hiatus, also known as the American Independence Experiment. But I'm cool with staying American, at least for now. Now, this entrance of mine is purely for work-related reasons, and I'm only here for about 48 hours. But in that time, I am going to see and do everything. Hello, Piccadilly. Perhaps more than any other city in the world, London strikes the perfect balance of history and modernity. Both Rome and Paris are much more old world, whereas New York has built itself on top of itself more than anywhere else. Happy 5th birthday this week to my favorite little girl, Sydney. I am so excited to be coming home to you this weekend and celebrating with you and your friends and our family. Sydney's passion for having fun, her intelligence, her sense of humor, and her knowledge of YouTube influencers and content all far exceed mine. And since this video might end up on her iPad someday, I will say this to you, Syd. You truly are the best of your mom and me. Fortunately, much more of your mom. And we love you so much. So here's a question. Why can't we have one standard unit of electrical current? Now, between my recent trips to France and now here, I need to travel with my own suitcase full of plugs and adapters. Why can't we all just agree and standardize this, over a 5-year plan to get just everything and everyone ready? Also, same goes for driving on the wrong side of the road, the metric measurement versus the imperial English standard system, and also, why can't everyone here and in the rest of the world just speak Spanish like we all do in the US? Será perfecto si podemos solamente hablar español en todos los países. So here in London, there is as much talk about the Brexit disaster as there is about the Trump disaster. The English here seem a lot less angry about how poorly Brexit was mishandled than I even expected. It's this sort of resigned acceptance that their leaders have no idea what the hell they're doing. But they're not letting it get them down, which I respect. In fact, most people are just ignoring it, going about their daily lives. There's some, mild disgust when it comes up in conversation, but then they just sort of move on. Kind of like us with our government back home. I've always been someone who prides himself on knowing at least a little bit about a lot of different things. You can throw me into any conversation and I can make it work at least long enough to have you either like me or hate me pretty quickly. And I know a lot of you are like me in that you have this constant, insatiable need to stay up with trends and developments, innovations, etc. So, having recently begun working with a client on a new project related to esports, a topic about which I previously knew very little, I've jumped right into this world and learned a lot lately. And it wasn't by reading back issues of Nintendo Power magazine, which is what I thought would be helpful. This industry, for all the buzz and the billions of dollars or pounds of revenue already generated, we have barely scratched the surface. So I expect even more brands and companies and media execs to pour even more money into the space in partnerships and sponsorships and co-branded activations. Remember, many companies are already investing, but being first isn't always an indicator that you're doing it right, and especially not that you're doing it best. So research, learn, and invest wisely. Now, let's hope my own Brexit this afternoon goes a lot more smoothly than this country's has.